Hello and welcome to the NASCAR Brawl Cup Series playoffs. Live tonight from North Wilkesboro. The first race of the playoffs, round number 1, set to get started here tonight. As the drivers on track with practice. Let's take a look at their times. Cars flying through the air enjoying the race. We want to welcome you to V-Speed and to the NASCAR Brawl Cup Series. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. Looking forward to seeing who can take home the victory in this vintage short track. And tonight also a bit of a throwback event. Some of these cars with throwback paint schemes. We may have to do a little bit of refreshing here. Some not running throwbacks, but that is just all right as well. Seth Hatchell the fastest in the practice session so far. And let's take a look at our top points coming into tonight's race. We can see where the drivers enter into the playoffs. Who's got a good chance of moving on? Right here at the start, AJ Stravato comes in, your points leader, the 5 wins in the regular season. That moves him to the top with all those bonus points. Jeff Pogo, the regular season champion, right there behind him. And then you've got Ryan Gemmel about 20 points back. Eric Hutton right there in the mix as well. Nick Starling, Joshua Abbey, all race winners who advanced due to those wins. Seth Hatchell, one of the top points finisher, not gathering a win. He is going to be 7th in the seeding here. Josiah Vincent right there behind him. Safe Ferris, Alan Dice, Michael Newman, Justin Carey, all in the top 12 right now. And Jeremiah Vincent, Zach Smith, Lane Sulford, and Timothy Emanuele running out the top 16. As the driver's on the racetrack, let's take a look at Mr. Safe Ferris in the throwback shell scheme as he loops it out of turn number 2. And let's see who else is on the racetrack. Looks like that. Jeremiah Vincent, throwback bud scheme. Let's ride on board with Jeremiah. As he goes around this historic racetrack that was just put into iRacing a few months ago. So much fun. One of my favorite tracks, that is for sure. Very short racetrack, kind of similar rhythm to Martinsville, but a bit faster and a little bit more like Richmond. So it's got a little bit of a few different elements and a lot of fun to learn. So drivers head to the qualifying session now. Let's see these guys as they get out on track and see who sets themselves up for success early on in tonight's race. This event brought to you by NASCAR Brawl podcast, also the sponsor of the series. Sponsoring tonight's event. We'll be sure to share more information about them as the night goes on, as we take a look at Safe Ferris, who makes his way across the start-finish line to begin his hot lap first time around. Yes, this is his hot lap indeed. Out of turn number 2, up against that outside wall, the candy cane colored barriers. Comes out of turn number 4 a bit tight on exit. He runs an 18.09. We'll see where that sets him. Seth Hatchell also on the racetrack. Seth had such a great regular season. Came up a bit short in terms of the regular season championship, but just a few points on the outside. He runs a 17.88. Great lap time there. And the driver of the number 8 car. I'm not sure, he might have tagged the wall. For some reason not counting that lap time, so we'll see if this next one around counts for him. 18.02. Going to be good for second. Jason Perkins, your fastest, the throwback Maxwell House paint scheme. The number 49, he is currently fastest, does not improve on lap number 2, but good speed so far. Let's take a look at Nick Starling out here, the throwback Tide scheme. Very nice paint scheme on that race car. He runs an 18.114. That'll be good for, or 131 rather, that is good for 7th. So looks like he kind of missed the corner on lap number 2. We'll see if he can improve here nonetheless. Josiah Vincent and AJ Stravato, Eric Hutton all go to the top. Eric Hutton running a 17.9. He's been very good on these short tracks, and another driver who's also been good on the short tracks this season, that is Ryan Gemmel. Saw him very quick at New Hampshire. He's running the throwback Davey Allison scheme, modified with the V-Speed sponsor. See what kind of lap time he can get. He begins his first hot lap, the number 16 machine. Competitive last night in the All-Star race. If you missed that, make sure to check out the VOD right here on the Twitch channel. Oh, Gemmel makes a mistake there. He checks up to get another chance at running a lap, so he's going to send it back out on track here. He's only got a couple minutes to do so. Joey Mines on the racetrack. The Tony Stewart paint scheme. Very cool car. Comes out of turn number 4, 18.315. That'll be good enough for, or his fastest 18.277, good enough for 17th as Gemmel back around the racetrack here. And this should be his hot lap. He gets a bit wide out of the corner again, hits the wall, and just like we saw in the All-Star race, having trouble getting the qualifying laps in, so he'll be starting from the rear. But that lap time would have been good enough for a top 10 starting position. So he's got speed even with slamming the wall. We'll see if he can improve as the race progresses. A few drivers not taking lap times as we've got 1 minute left. We'll hang around here until those guys get on track if they elect to, and if they don't here in the next minute, we will then cut to commercial break. But let's go take a look. Racetrack here, just waiting for these guys to get out. Let's take a look at the track conditions in tonight's race. 124 degree track temp, so very hot under the 82 degree air here in North Wilkesboro. Very hot, could get very slick, and not a lot of grip as it looks like drivers are going to be done for the qualifying session. Only 5 drivers not getting a time in. Ryan Gemmel, the only one to attempt out of those 5, and did not get a lap recorded. So we're going to cut to commercial break. You'll learn a bit more about tonight's sponsor and some of our other great sponsors. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back with the starting grid.
Introducing the Brawl Network. The Brawl Network brings your favorite team's news and opinions in an unfiltered, educated, and entertaining way. Enough of the mainstream media's bias, filtered, reiterative news. Our reporters are fans of the teams they cover, as opposed to most major reporters. While some may feel it is good to get unbiased takes, it results in negative bias, passionless articles, and boring podcasts and radio. The Brawl Network changes the game by reporting the same news as the mainstream media, but with passion, in-depth knowledge of the teams, and in an entertaining way. We use our connections to bring you behind-the-scenes information and perspectives daily. Brawl is a way for readers. We hear all opinions, voices, ideas, thoughts, and hot takes. The Brawl Network is where your voice is heard, and you can hear your voice. Also check out NASCAR Brawl, the newest Brawl podcast focusing on all the newest NASCAR and motorsports news from across the industry. We're proud to bring you the NASCAR Brawl Cup Series sponsored by this podcast and partnered with V-Speed. Watch weekly on Wednesdays at 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time right here on Twitch at V-Speed Sim. Check out the Brawl Network at thebrawlnetwork.com and on Twitter at Network Brawl, and the NASCAR Brawl podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify with new episodes coming soon.
I'm Jonathan Proper, CEO of Drops.com, and I'm here to give you the naked truth about laundry. Size does not matter when it comes to laundry. Let's start with jugs. It's big all right, messy too, and expensive. You know why? Lots of plastic, lots of water, shipped all over the country, from factory to warehouse to retailer. That's what you're paying for. It's a dinosaur, and we all know dinosaurs are extinct. Meet our imitators. This is your average detergent pod. It has 20 plus chemicals with names nobody can pronounce. Nice colors. I hope they don't stain. I know color doesn't clean. Would you take a bath in either of these? No way. That's why we developed Drops. Drops is dye-free, MPE-free, phosphate-free, animal cruelty-free. So free, it's freaking awesome. We make Drops with only 6 safe ingredients, certified by the EPA. Drops is tough on dirt, but gentle enough for a baby's skin. It's so gentle, I'm taking a bath in it. Doing laundry with Drops is hard to up. 1 drop equals 1 load. Now, can we talk about my package? 100% recyclable. Manufacturing Drops ourselves and distributing directly helps us cut out the middleman and reduce transportation costs. With delivery plans as low as $4 a month, the average family can save $100 a year. Hello? What are you saying? The cleanest clothes at the lowest price? You're damn right it's a great deal. Thanks for calling. Shipping is always free. You choose the product and plan that's right for you, and we'll drop Drops at your door. The naked truth is that Drops makes laundry better and life easier. Every Drops counts, saving money, plastic, water, and time. So go to drops.com. The first one's on us.
And back at the racetrack now, drivers headed to the starting grid. Let's take a look where your favorite drivers are starting in tonight's race. On the pole, one of the best drivers on the short tracks this season, Eric Hutton. Very quick lap time in the number 77. He runs a 17.908, takes that top spot away. Congrats to the number 77 of Hutton on that pole time. Josiah Vincent going to be starting to his outside in the number 4 car. Great lap time by him as well, as he looks to build upon a great regular season. Very consistent in that car. Rolling off from row number 2, the 5-time winner this season, AJ Stravato, looking for another one tonight and see if he can lock himself into round 2 early in the playoffs. Jason Perkins rolling off in the 4th position. A great qualifying run from him. Seth Hatchell going to be rolling off in the 5th position. Alongside him, Jeremiah Vincent, who just climbed up in the top 16 last week with a great run at Charlotte. Hopefully he can build off that and have a good run this week. Cody Adkins rolling off 7th. Safe Ferris going to be rolling off from the 8th position here tonight. Starting 9th, it's Nick Starling in the 32 machine. And rounding out the top 10, Eric Lambert. Alan Dice going to be starting in 11th position. Brett Sommers rolling off from 12th. 13th will be Lyle Sulfridge. 14th, the regular season champion, Jeff Pogo. Timothy Emanuele starting in the 15th position here tonight. Lane Sulfridge starting on the outside of him in 16th. Rolling off from 17th, it's Joey Mines, the number 20. Zach Smith going to be rolling off from 18th position in that number 1. Jordan Scheffler starting in 19th here tonight, and rounding out the top 20, it's Dennis Steele. 21st will be Chris Wheeler, the last of the drivers to take a time, and first of the drivers to not take a lap time is Ryan Gemmel, rolling off in 22nd position. Dallas Sullivan going to be starting in 23rd. On his outside, it's going to be Justin Carey, the number 21 machine. Thomas Brendel starting in 25th position. Jordan Brockle going to be starting in 26th. And that is going to do it for your field here tonight. 26 drivers. And it should be a lot of fun here. Very interesting and unique racetrack. So excited to kick off the NASCAR Brawl Playoffs. The first of 10 races about to get underway. And we'll see how things progress in the race tonight. But it is Eric Hutton and Josiah Vincent going to be kicking us off here from the front row in tonight's race. Who's going to win? Who are you rooting for? We've got Madcap Felix back in chat tonight, cheering on Eric Lambert in the number 3 machine. But cheer on your favorite driver. Let us know you're out there, and we'll follow along with them throughout the race. Wait for the pace car to make its way onto the pit lane. A lot of the drivers here probably not going to be too familiar with this racetrack, but that is going to be what makes this so interesting. As the pace car makes that hard left turn. Here we go, kicking off the playoffs. Green flag in the air from North Wilkesboro, and we are underway. The NASCAR Brawl Playoffs, green flag in the air, and Eric Hutton already gapping the field now. 2-3 car lengths. He pulls out in front of second place Josiah Vincent, who drops down in line. Behind them, it's Stravato and Perkins, as Jason Perkins trying to fight back on the outside. Not going to happen as AJ Stravato takes that one away. Bring up the tickers so you can follow along with your favorite driver. Soda KBB cheering on Eric Lambert as well. We got a couple Lambert fans as usual in the chat here. Look for Eric to have a strong run tonight. Let's take a look a little farther back. We got Joey Lyons, who was battling with Timothy Emanuele as they go deep into the corner there. Number 20 machine has pressure now from 71 of Lane Solfridge. These guys still trying to figure out how to get around this racetrack and what's the best way to make passes. You can see Lane here actually in the Hawaiian Tropic machine. Classic throwback. There's Lane Solfridge actually in the playoffs. He comes in 15th in points. He's going to be racing up here with Jordan Shepler, the 13 machine, going to take it around the outside and complete that pass. Right behind them, Zach Smith, the number 1 car in the Mark Martin combo scheme. Look back here, Ryan Gemmel, Seth Hatchell. Looks like Seth. Not sure what happened to him, but he is a little ways back here. We've got the 84 round. We've got cars spun out. Jordan, that is Lane Solfridge. We were just looking at him. Let's take a look. He gets tapped from Chris Wheeler. Gets sent around into the inside barrier. No yellow flag as he was off the racing surface. But not a good start for the playoff driver in the number 71 as he is now nearly 1 lap down. But yeah, not sure what happened with Seth Hatchell. He's in 19th position after starting up in 5th. Might have missed the grid somehow. I'm not sure. Oh, he did get an EOL from his incident last week. That's what happened. Hatchell had to go to the back. And he's trying to charge his way through here, bringing his teammate right there behind him up through the pack as they race next to Thomas Brendel, the 14, who has some serious nose damage early on in this race. Hatchell trying to find a safe way around, not going to be able to do it just yet. As up at the front, the top two have broken away and putting pressure on the 71. Trying to put him 1 lap down here, already just 10 laps into this race. Saw Hutton so strong at Iowa earlier in the season. He was very quick at Bristol. He was great at New Hampshire. Anything that seemed to be a short track, he really has a knack for, and that is the case once again tonight. Of course, in all of those circumstances, though, he did not end up winning the race, even after leading so many laps in all those races. You can see a bit of a different approach to the corner, though, as Josiah Vincent right there behind him goes in a lot lower, and Eric about a groove up off the bottom, and they're both making it work right now, running very similar lap times. Hutton just a smidge faster, but even faster than both of them. AJ Stravato and Jason Perkins, the two fastest on the racetrack. Big gap back here to Jeremiah Vincent. Jeremiah was such a great race last week. Almost looked like he had that race locked up. It was him and Eric Hutton racing out for the win, and Hutton took the victory and now carrying his momentum into this race. Has led the entirety of it so far, but 200 laps here. 3/4 mile racetrack. 150 miles in this event, so pretty good distance, but not too long. As we knock laps out here in under 20 seconds, so 3 laps a minute. Gonna be just over an hour if they can keep this thing green. But it is the short track we've already seen banging, as now Nick Starling starting to put some pressure on Cody Adkins, who also had a good run at Charlotte until late incident with Hatchell took him out of contention. Right there behind him, Alan Dice, the 57 Heinz machine. Saw him have a strong run last week at Charlotte as well. And Alan, one of your drivers in the playoffs, he comes in 10th in the standings and looking to build on some momentum. Right there behind him, the 44 machine of Safe Ferris, who is 7 laps down. Safe with connection problems in the beginning of these races. That is not going to be good. 7 laps down right now. He's supposed to start in the top 10, and not sure what happened, but he's missed the beginning of the last 2 races now, and put himself in a huge hole, which is probably going to be impossible to climb out of. But crash your tires on these guys, and obviously very quick. Gonna go around the outside of Nick Starling. And set his sights now on Cody Adkins, trying to get up there and get one of his laps back the hard way. Take a look a little farther back. Battle going on here now between the 20 and the 13. Actually, these two have been battling for quite a while. Joey Mines with a little bit of right rear damage on that race car. Already a 10th of the way through this thing, so we are just going to be knocking this out very quickly. Playoff race number 1 here from North Wilkesboro. Lyle Sulfridge right there behind these two. He's moved up into the 15th position. Seth Hatchell now up into 16th as he makes his way around Timmy Emanuele. Ryan Gemmel closing into his back bumper as well. He passed up Justin Carey, Dennis Steele, and others, but already 12 seconds behind your leader. So these speed machines looking to try and move forward. As we almost have a car in the wall. That's the 28 of Dennis Steele running the outside line. And getting passed up now by the 14 of Thomas Brendel, as well as the 6 of Dallas Sullivan. 84 of Jordan Brockle next in line to move. 28 car, though, running a very interesting and unique line, which I don't think is really the way around here. But, oh, Jordan Brockle hard on the apron, I think. He's able to hang on to it for the most part, but just lost control under braking, catches the inside wall. Able to keep it mostly off the outside wall, but he's made a ton of time. Just a few seconds away from going a lap down, and 23 drivers left on the lead lap. Eric Hutton has led them all 25 laps into it. And a new second place driver, AJ Stravato. AJ with 5 wins this season, looking to make it 6 here in another clutch situation. He also won the All-Star race last night. Starting on the pole, getting knocked out of the way after missing a gear change on the start of the race. He didn't even lead a lap until I think around 10 laps to go, and like so many times he's done this season, takes it away from some very dominant race cars, but obviously had the speed. He won the pole and climbed up through the field. So props to AJ for that victory. We ride on board with him here tonight, trying to chase down Eric Hutton. Let's take a look at that gap from outside the race car. Now just 1.5 car lengths, 2 car lengths down the front straightaway. Now just up half car length through the corner there. 77 running that higher through. It's going to be hard for AJ to pass him, I think. Very quick right now, much faster than your leader actually, about half a tenth to a tenth faster every lap. That time about 1/10 faster. But making the pass is a whole different object compared to catching the leader. And these guys good buddies as Chris Wheeler making his way on the pit lane. Car very hurt as he's already 2 laps down. See what they elect to do here, if he parks it or if he just tries to get some damage repaired. That battle for the lead continues to rage on. Stravato trying to get the inside, not going to happen as the 77 gets a great run through the corner. Now the 48's adopted his line, going to try and cut down earlier in the corner. Now they go side by side out of the corner. 48 not able to put the power down. It's very slick in the low line on turn exit. It's Josiah Vincent and Jason Perkins starting to reel these two back in. They've been much faster the last couple of laps, as well as Jeremiah Vincent. He's closed right up in on the battle for the top 4 spots. Sage Ferris now in between 4th and 5th. You can see him right there in the 44 machine, but 7 laps off the pace. After missing the start of this race, he is looking to try and get back up there and get one of those laps back and hope for quite a few cautions. Ooh, the 77, a big wiggle on turn entry there. That's going to open up an opportunity for the 48 as they're nose to tail out of turn number 2. Stravato looks low. The 77 hard on the brakes, trying to keep that thing underneath him. Here comes Stravato trying to make a move. He can't put the power down, and Hutton will hang on to it. Ever so closer is the number 4 and the number 49. As now they go nose to tail, battling for 3rd position. And they make their way around the lap machine of Jordan Brockle, who saw make a little bit of a mistake earlier on in this race. He's going to lose a lead lap here and try and keep his momentum going. As Hutton, you can see him working that race car. Let's go on board with him. Here the tires reach just a little on exit. Hard on the brakes. Right on the edge of grip. Great throttle control from Eric. Great control of the steering wheel as he maintains this lead, but not by much. It's AJ Stravato right there behind him. Sir Eric Lambert rocking the throwback Dale Earnhardt scheme, the Olympic scheme. He races it up with Zach Smith. This might be the best performance of the season for Eric so far. He's in the top 10 and maintaining well. Just 8.4 seconds back of your leader. So under pressure, here comes the 1 car looking to the inside. Can't do it just yet. And they're riding right in front of Lane Solfridge, who's 24th right now. Down. Closing in on them, though, it's the number 8, Seth Hatchell. Jordan Scheffler has been able to pass up Ryan Gemmel. Or rather, Gemmel now just passing up Jordan Scheffler. Gemmel moves to 13th. Scheffler back to 14th. battle a little farther back. Justin Carey, Brett Sommers, the throwback. Jeff Burton scheme and the Kevin Harvick scheme in the AutoZone machine there. Kevin Harvick is older, I'm pretty sure it's Harvick. Looks like RCR type numbers. Justin Carey, one of your playoff drivers, up in the 12th position coming into this race. Currently 16th on the racetrack. And we have had a change for the lead. AJ Stravato. They've worked through some lap traffic here. They're side by side, hunting down low. Dennis Steele up high in front of your current race leader, AJ Stravato, but the 48 takes over the top spot. Oh, and Joey Mines having trouble there. He hits the wall right in front of the leaders. Oh, that could be bad news. Let's see. Bouncing that car off the wall. He's got that steering wheel cranked. You can see the front wheels absolutely turned just way too far. I'm not sure what's going on. He has lost control of that race car and maybe some significant suspension damage. He goes one lap down into 21st position, but nonetheless, the 48 takes over the top spot here, nearly 50 laps into this race. As he puts a lap on 15 of Thomas Brendel, who rides in the 20th position, heavy nose damage on that car. And he's got about 4 seconds up to the next race car. That'll be Dallas Sullivan, the Ford Photo, Ford Mustang, or Ilford Photo Ford Mustang. As he makes a pass now, Brett Sommers, the last car on the lead lap. You can see the leaders just in the back of your screen. At times, Timothy Emanuele, another playoff driver, he rides in the 17th spot at the moment. Not having a great start to the playoffs just yet, but still a lot of time in this race. Just a quarter of the way through is, ooh, big issue there. Brett Sommers almost tagged the wall. He is losing some significant time here. Currently about a second slower than your leaders, AJ Stravato and Eric Hutton. And fastest car on the track. Last time by was Josiah Vincent, the number 4 car, showing that long run speed. Well, unable to break away from Jason Perkins. Those two nose to tail for about 10 laps now. Jeremiah Vincent crawling back into the picture, and he's in the 5th position. Nick Starling moves to 6th. Alan Dice riding in 7th right now. Jeff Pogo, your regular season points leader or champion, the number 24 machine tonight. In 8th position. Cody Adkins in 9th. Zach Smith in the 10th position. He's passed up Eric Lambert, who goes to the inside of Joey Mines. And Lyle Solfridge hard into the corner. Just missed the turn, but let's Seth Hatchell by. Hatchell looks to the inside now of Joey Mines. And Hatchell up to 12th, Gemmel into 13th. Lyle Solfridge and the Jimmy Dean machine rides 14th position. Justin Carey has moved up to 15th now. He did make a pass on Dallas Sullivan. And only 17 drivers left on the lead lap here already. 9 drivers off the lead lap. Chris Wheeler has taken it behind the wall, so he is out of tonight's race. Chris Wheeler is going to round out the field tonight in 26th position. So the leaders put a lap on Brett Sommers. Stravato, no issue getting around. Eric Hutton also makes his way around. Can Stravato do it 2 nights in a row? Can he win the All-Star race and the first playoff race? Quite the feat to do so. And right now, are a bit farther back. Seth Patch and Ryan Gemmel both matching the leaders' lap times. Also, Zach Smith running as quick as the leaders as well. So Zach finding some speed as the long run goes on here. Now 16 just left on the lead lap. Justin Carey trying to put some pressure on Dallas Sullivan for the 15th position. Not too much beating and banging, just some early incidents in this race, and we've had just the one lead change, I believe. No cautions yet. 60 laps into this event, and we are making some great lap times still. I would think they'd have to make 2 pit stops here, probably. If I pit around either very soon or in 20-30 laps, and then maybe one more after that. Maybe they can go on just one pit stop, though. We'll have to find out. We're going to go side by side for a quick commercial break, where you can learn more about the NASCAR Brawl podcast and the Brawl Network. We will be right back.
Introducing the Brawl Network. The Brawl Network brings your favorite team's news and opinions in an unfiltered, educated, and entertaining way. Enough of the mainstream media's bias, filtered, reiterative news. Our reporters are fans of the teams they cover, as opposed to most major reporters. While some may feel it is good to get unbiased takes, it results in negative bias, passionless articles, and boring podcasts and radio. The Brawl Network changes the game by reporting the same news as the mainstream media, but with passion, in-depth knowledge of the teams, and in an entertaining way. We use our connections to bring you behind-the-scenes information and perspectives daily. Brawl is a way of life here. For our listeners and contributors, we hear all opinions, voices, ideas, thoughts, and hot takes. The Brawl Network is where your voice is heard, and you can hear your voice. Also check out NASCAR Brawl, the newest Brawl podcast focusing on all the newest NASCAR and motorsports news from across the industry. We're proud to bring you the NASCAR Brawl Cup Series, sponsored by this podcast and partnered with V-Speed. Watch weekly on Wednesdays at 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time right here on Twitch at VSpeedSyn. Check out the Brawl Network at thebrawlnetwork.com and on Twitter at Network Brawl, and the NASCAR Brawl podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify with new episodes coming soon.
Yellow flag on the racetrack. Trying to find what happened. Oh, the 21 big damage. Justin Carey maybe went around. Let's go take a look and see what brought out the yellow flag. And it was indeed the 21. He got caught up with the 71 machine. Justin back here racing to stay on the lead lap. He gets tagged by the 71, slams that outside wall. I believe the 71 went around right there in front of the leaders. Lane Sulford having a rough start to the playoffs. He was the first driver to get knocked around, and then now involved in a second incident, 65 or so laps in. Currently sits 1 lap down, went 2 laps down because of that. We'll see if he elects to take a wave around here and remain just 1 lap down, but old tires on that race car. And out of the pit lane, AJ Stravato wins the battle. Eric Hunt second, Josiah Vincent third, Jason Perkins fourth, Jeremiah Vincent round out the top 5. V-Speed Machines, who are back in the pack, looking like they caught a little bit of a break. They were about 10 to 15 seconds behind. And Ryan Gemmel holds on to 12th position. Looks like he might actually make a spot here as Brett Sommers brings it down to pit lane. The number 7 car. Let's see if we can get a word in with Mr. Eric Lambert. Had a good start, one of the fan favorites here. Welcome, Blazer Pete. Welcome, everyone. If you're just joining us, this is the NASCAR Brawl Cup Series playoff opener for the North Wilkesboro. Pull up Mr. Eric Lambert to the booth. Eric Lambert, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. Get a copy.
I sure do. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Looks like you got a pretty quick race car out there tonight. One of your better runs so far this season. You started up there in the top 10. You ran up there for quite a while. We're about a third of the way through the race. What do you think you got for these guys tonight?
I think if I take care of my right front, I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to catch these guys leading, but I think I'll be a contender in this number 3 throwback to Dale Earnhardt.
Yes, sir. And we had some of the fans in chat point out you were running the throwback Olympic scheme. What was the reasoning behind that, or any reason at all?
For one, I am an absolute huge Dale Earnhardt fan, and for two, I figured this would be a unique one. Nobody would ever really think about running.
Yeah, definitely a great looking race car. Looks like you guys are going back green, so good luck rest of the way.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, and that was Eric Lambert in the number 3 machine, and green flag back in the air. AJ Stravato, your race leader, he gets him going, and Eric Hutton unable to cope with him on the restart. Stravato jumps out now to about a 5 or 6 car length lead. Eric Hutton, he's separated himself from third as Josiah Vincent looks to try and take that position away. Jason Perkins right there next to him. Those two have been racing it up all race long. Jeremiah Vincent just there behind them. No real change in the top 5 or 6. As the battle behind Nick Starling is going on. Jeff Pogo, Alan Dice, and Zach Smith moving up into the 9th position. Looking to take 8th away here as he dives to the inside through turns 1 and 2. Ooh, and Cody Adkins a moment there. He almost caught the wall. The 31 car. Ryan Gemmel right there behind him. His teammate, 11th and 12th positions. Lambert loses a spot on the restart back to 13th. And Lyle Solford right there behind him. So those cars hanging tough up here on the lead lap. And we're back up to 20 cars on the lead lap. Joey Mines, last car of those, riding in the 20th position, but he is losing a ton of time, currently about 2 seconds a lap slower, so he'll get lapped here in about 4 or 5 laps at this rate. But Stravato running some very quick lap times right now, about a 10th faster than anybody else. Yes, sir, Eric Lambert running well. Madcap Woods, his best run of the season, I believe. We've seen him have a few top 15 runs, pretty strong at the super speedways. But some of these more difficult tracks, we haven't seen quite as good of a performance this season. But this is definitely a standout. He's keeping up with the V-Speed machines right now. Those guys are definitely contenders. Sets his sights on Cody Adkins. That car damaged on the right front, but still keeping some good speed. Saw a car up high. That is Joey Mines going a lap down, get passed up by the whole field. Good run going for Alan Dice, up 4 positions from where he started, continuing to make up ground. Are enjoying the broadcast, please consider following us right here on Twitch. Consider subscribing as well. If you haven't, it does support us and goes a long way to helping us bring you great racing content. And if you follow us on these social media channels as well, you'll see that we're doing a giveaway. If you follow us on Twitter and right here on Twitch, once we get to 200 Twitch followers and 500 Twitch followers and 200 Twitter followers, We will be doing a giveaway for any of the B-Speed shirts or hats on the website. So you want to stay tuned for that. So check us out over on Twitter to stay tuned on that deal. But also check us out on Facebook and Instagram. We post race announcements for each and every broadcast, as well as other interesting automotive and racing content. And also check us out on YouTube. It's B-Speed on YouTube, where you'll find race replays from the whole NASCAR Brawl season so far, as well as the other series that we broadcast in the past. So check out all of those. And thank you for the follow, Goodyear Bandit. Appreciate you tuning in. Getting us closer and closer to that follower goal as AJ Scrivato shows the way here at North Wilkesboro. In the playoffs opener, we've got a big gaggle of race cars back here. It was 3 wide for a moment. Zach Smith, Jeff Pogo, and Timmy Emanuele. The 39, though, is actually a lap down in 18th position. Ooh, big slide there for the 31. Safe Ferris, who has not pitted. He is well off the pace right now in those old tires, 80 laps on his Goodyear Eagles. Looking for another caution here to potentially give him a chance to pit, not lose any more laps. 16 of Yemel now with the inside of Timothy Emanuele, and he'll drive right on past that 39 car, struggling right now. He's also on 87 lap old tires. Hatchell looks to the inside. He'll take that ground away, and here comes Eric Lambert. He'll follow these two through. Right now, it is all AJ Scrivato at the front. That gap 6.5 tenths. Back to the 77 car, who's under serious pressure. Josiah Vincent. Been so consistent this season. He comes into the race with 4 top 5s in the first 10 races and 6 top 10s. But based on just the nature of consistency, he finished very closely in the standings, almost won the championship in the regular season. And now making the pass on Eric Hutton. He's going to drive right on past. Looking good in the Coca-Cola machine tonight, that is for sure. And his strength definitely in the long run, and that showed under the first set of green flag laps. Jeremiah Vincent starting to put some pressure on Jason Perkins. 49 car not able to keep up with before this run. Doing a good job nonetheless. In the 4th position, Vincent right there behind him. Nick Starling joined up with this group, hanging on to the back bumper of the 9 machine. Jeff Pogo back here just about 10-15 car lengths. He leads Alan Dice and Zach Smith in this small 3-car group. And then Cody Adkins battling it out with Ryan Gemmel. They go side by side for the moment. Gemmel trying to make his way into the top 10 for the first time tonight. Ooh, maybe a little contact and corner entry there. And he's going to make the pass work out of turn number 4. Here comes Seth Hatchell. These two made contact last week. Cody Adkins drifts up the track just a little bit, but able to stay along the side of Hatchell, and Hatchell not able to get the power down. Adkins going to drive right around the outside, but here goes Hatchell back to the inside, trying to get that car to stick, and he will clear the 31, not completely. 31 cut him a little break there. These two have been no strangers to each other here in the last couple of weeks. Oh, 31, big slide into the corner. Eric Lambert right there behind him. He rides 13. Up in front, though, AJ Scrivato has pulled away now seconds nearly over Josiah Vincent. They put a lap on 13 machine of Jordan Shepard and Kodak scheme. Sorry about that, popping up on screen. find some other battles on track. Looks like really it's just the V-Speed machines, and then you got Eric Lambert and Cody Adkins not too far apart either. That whole group separated by just a few tenths apiece. Also, Jeremiah Vincent puts pressure on Jason Perkins. 49 gets a big wiggle down the front straightaway. Hangs on to it, keeps that fourth position with Jeremiah Vincent closing in. Throwback Budweiser's performing well as we just reached the halfway mark. Stravato, your leader at that point. Currently 57 laps led for the driver in the 48. That is the most after he took the lead away from Eric Hutton, who led the other 43. Those are your only two leaders tonight. Josiah Vincent trying to change that. He's closing back in on the 48, now 3/4 of a second behind. Most of your standard contenders up here in the mix. I think standout performer probably Jason Perkins. He's had a great race going so far up here in the top 5. Nick Starling as well. This is one of his better runs this season. We've seen him lead some laps. We saw him win the race at Talladega, but had a lot of bad luck in the first 2/3 of the regular season. And had to claw his way up into contention, only to win at Talladega and lock himself in that way. He would have been good on points though, actually. So has had the performance here over the last handful of races. Looking to continue that tonight. Top 10 right now. Looking for top 5 here if we can get up past the next couple of race cars. Bit of a stack up here. The 14 of Brendel, the 7 of Somers. You get passed up by your two leaders. And also Lane Sulford has had a disastrous night so far. 3 laps down, just trying to make some laps at this point. The heavily damaged Hawaiian Tropic race car. 7 of Somers all the way on the apron there. That is not going to work. And 49 has to go to the outside, and the 9 is going to try and follow him around. They all get stacked up behind him. Gives a bit of room to Jason Perkins. Jeremiah Vincent closes back in just a little bit. Now Thomas Brendel, the next car up there on the outside. Has stretched his gap back out to 1 second. Running the fastest laps on track. So that 48 car very good. Alan Dice also very quick tonight. He's running as fast as the leader, just back here in the 8th position, about 5.5 seconds behind. But as the laps have gone on, he has picked up the pace. As well as Jeff Pogo, he's making his way around Lane Sulfridge. Riding in that 7th position. And at the halfway point, who do you think is going to win this thing tonight? Could still be too early. I think they may need to make a pit stop. And we'll use a couple drivers for reference on when they finally do come down pit lane. Timmy Emanuele, he's 109 laps on this set of tires and fuel. And that car heavily damaged, 1 lap off the pace. Jordan Shepler's been out there 109 laps as well. Safe Ferris, 103 laps. He currently rides 8 laps down now. He rubs the outside wall, letting these leaders pass. Just trying to make some laps and gain a few points if possible, but not a good start to his playoffs either. He came in just 8 points above the cut line in 9th. Was very quick in practice and pretty good qualifying lap. He was supposed to start 8th. But not able to do so after connection problems. causing issues early. Cheer on your favorite driver. Let us know you're out there and enjoying the race. If you are, please hit that follow button or subscribe. Thank you to everyone over the last couple of months who supported us. We really do appreciate it. And I hope you've enjoyed the NASCAR Brawl Cup series. If you want to go check those guys out, NASCAR Brawl Podcast. You can find them over on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I believe they're going to be coming out with some new content soon. Also, go follow them on Twitter at NASCAR Brawl. Great group of guys, and they post all the latest racing news so you can stay up to date with what's going on in the NASCAR world. A lot of big announcements this week in the Cup Series in terms of driver changes and contract extensions. We saw Matt DiBenedetto. I don't know why I called him Matthew. He got a contract extension for one more year at the Wood Brothers, and then he'll be replaced by Austin Cindric. We also saw Alex Bowman going to the 88. Nobody knows, or Alex Bowman going to the 48 from the 88. So there's going to be an opening at Hendrick Motorsports. Who's going to get that? Put your comment in chat. Who do you think is going to get that ride? I think there's really only a couple drivers I can think of with potential to get that. It could be Kyle Larson, it could be Eric Jones. Corey LaJoie is another one that's an option, but highly doubtful. And then also somebody like Chase Briscoe, but I think Chase Briscoe is going to end up going to 14 now. Clint Boyer just announced his retirement. We'll see what happens there. Seth Hatchell's got some fans in chat. Seth up into the 10th position as he makes his way. He's made his way past Zach Smith. And following right along with his teammate there. Here comes Timmy Emanuele on the fresh tires. He pitted 5 laps ago, which that's about 110, 112 laps. Jordan Scheffler on the oldest tires now 118 laps on his Goodyear Eagles. We'll see how much longer he can go before he starts running out of fuel. If he has to pit here at any point, though, in the next 5 to 10 laps, I think these guys are still going to have to make a pit stop before it's all said and done, or it will be extremely close for these leaders running these kinds of lap times. So we'll keep an eye on Scheffler and see if he pits here in the next 5 or so laps. But that is going to be the signifier of these guys having to make one more before it's all said and done. Jeremiah Vincent rides third. He's gotten around Eric Hutton. So Hutton, who started strong, has gone the wrong way with some right front damage. Starling's gotten around Jason Perkins, who was also very strong in the early going, now starting to fade a little bit. Still a great performance in the 6th spot, Jason Perkins. And then we've got Jeff Pogo in the 7th position. Alan Dice behind him, now under pressure from Ryan Gemmel. This is going to be your closest battle on the track. Two V-Speed machines trailing Alan Dice. 21 machine Justin Carey out there trying to make some more laps. Keep himself in contention to get back on the lead lap in the lucky dog position. And 127 laps set to be completed here as Stravato leads the way down the backstretch. Very quick tonight. He's been the dominant car after he's taken the lead from Eric Hutton and the Vincent brothers there behind him. Have also run incredibly well tonight. Josiah looking for his first victory. Jeremiah looking for his first. Jeremiah almost got it last week. Josiah has been very good here, week in and week out, overcoming adversity and very good on the long run. As you see, he's matching the lap times of your leader. Actually almost identical laps the last 4 or 5 laps. Around 9/10 behind the 48. Nice long green flag run here, 62 laps, about what we saw at the start of this race. It'll be a little bit longer here in just a handful of laps. Everybody fairly spaced out. Ryan Gemmel, Seth Hatchell still on the back bumper of Alan Dice. That's for the 8th position. And the 16 doing a good job here, making their way through the pack. Gemmel started 22nd, and then Seth Hatchell started 5th, but had an EOL beginning of the race after a contact last week with Cody Adkins. Caused a caution. He claimed it, and the penalty for that, an EOL, but making his way back up through. He's in the top 10, and these two very good speed tonight. Top 5 speed really at the moment. As Jordan Shepler has yet to pit 131 laps in, so if he pits here in the next lap or 2, and I think you guys may actually be able to make it at this point. They'll be right at the edge of fuel and tires, so we'll have to see what they do. Wow, big change up there. Josiah Vincent had trouble getting around the 13. He got checked up and now loses quite a bit of time. Jeremiah Vincent able to get on past. But Stravato with a 1.2 second lead now. Let's see if Josiah can reel him back in. If anybody decides to make a pit stop, lose about 2 laps, but I wonder if maybe the fresh tires and the faster lap times would make up for it. You're running about 2 seconds slower right now than the quickest lap times in the race. Might be a gamble worth taking for some of these guys who don't think they have a shot. And maybe some of the guys a lap down might be able to actually make up a bit of ground in the end if they pit here. Ooh, Vincent gaining some time now, 4/10 over the last couple of laps. Servato struggling to get past the 1 machine. Ooh, the 14 of Brendel in the wall. Brendel hit the wall next to Josiah Vincent, and now Jeremiah Vincent stuck behind him and the 71 of Lane Sulfridge, who's we've mentioned multiple times had a rough night. He's up to 21st though, so making the most out of it. He started 16th, he's back to 21st, 4 laps down, heavy damage on the car, but making decent lap time right now. He's faster than a few cars on the track, that's for sure. One of them being that 14 machine right there behind him. He gets big sideways out of the corner. Able to hang on to it. Just 60 laps to go in this race, and we are knocking it out. But Josiah Vincent starting to reel in your leader. He's got a couple lap machines in between him and the 48 though, so that could make the difference back up. Stravato is now those two go side by side. Zach Smith and Brett Sommers. Sommers 2 laps down as he bounces off the wall and he collects the 4 machine. They go sliding down the grass. No yellow flag as they bounce off the wall. That is disaster for the 4 of Josiah Vincent, who backs up into traffic. No yellow, there's the yellow. He'll stay in the lead lap, I think. But man, what a bummer. Josiah Vincent, who was so quick here and catching up to your leader. And 7 of Brett Sommers, who struggled quite a bit tonight. Collects him on the back straightaway. Let's take a look at how that happened. Hammers on the outside, the one car down low. Zach Smith trying to make his way past. He does out of turn 2, and the 7 just drives straight up into the wall and bounces off. Collects that 4 machine, who just barely tags the inside wall, but not what you want to see at any point. He's facing the wrong way, and man, he got lucky that Dennis Steele did not run into him. And on the racetrack, a bit of mixed strategy. I'm not sure what happened. Stravato already off the pit lane. A few stayed out. But AJ Stravato will win the battle off. Ryan Gemmel comes out 4th off the pit lane. So good job there for the driver, the number 16. AJ Stravato will be your leader. Jeremiah Vincent 2nd. Eric Hutton 3rd. Ryan Gemmel up to 4th. Jeff Pogo in 5th. And that is how the top 5 run right now. We're going to go to commercial break. We will be right back with the green flag.
Looks like he's got serious damage.
77 on the outside where he likes it, right up against the wall. Here comes Morgan Shepherd pressing, trying to move up another spot and making it. Goes down low. Ilvana wants to be raised. No, people going to number 1.
And it looks like the caution break a bit shorter than we expected here. They're already double file, about to get the green flag, and it'll be just over 50 laps to go in this race. Who is going to take home the victory? Stravato looks very strong. Huttons look very strong as the 48 gets a great jump to 77 as well. He'll try and take over 2nd place down into turn 1. He will take that away. Jeremiah Vincent dropping back to 3rd. There's Ryan Gemmel behind him. See if Gemmel has anything here for these top 3. Jeff Pogo, Alan Dice racing it out behind them. Seth Hatchell up to 7th position. He goes to the outside of Pogo. Those 2 in front of him racing out. Jason Perkins almost tags the wall behind them. 24 slides into the corner, really driving it in deep, trying to get the run out of the turn. Nick Starling right there behind those guys as well. Up at the front, the top 2 lap leaders in AJ Stravato and Eric Hutton showing the way. It's a 6.5 tenth, now 7/10 of a second gap between the 48 and 77. Jeremiah Vincent trying to keep pace with those 2. He's been a bit slower on the short run, but pretty good on these long runs. We'll see what he's got to challenge these guys. Battle going on back here. Seth Hatchell looking to the outside of Jeff Pogo. Not going to happen, as here comes Jason Perkins looking to the inside. No room there either. Car trying to stay on the back bumper, see if he can make anything happen. Not finding any running room as now 49 looks to the outside. He can't make it stick up there. Nick Starling in the mix behind him. Laps are winding down. Last quarter of the race left to go. It's been a very quick night, just over an hour, the broadcast so far. I want to thank you all for being here tonight on V-Speed. If you enjoyed the broadcast, once again, please consider following or subscribing. Use your Twitch Prime by linking Amazon Prime for a free subscription each and every month. You can use that right here on BeSpeed or wherever you would like. We really appreciate it. You get access to exclusive emotes, and if we run ads during the commercial breaks, you'll be able to skip those and see what we're showing on screen. AJ Stravato, Eric Hutton, Jeremiah Vincent, the top three. They've broken away just a bit over Ryan Gemmel, who is trying to hold off Alan Dice. 57 very strong up in the top five tonight. Jeff Pogo right there as well, your regular season champion, leading one of the close contenders for that championship, Seth Hatchell. Is it any surprise that the cream rises to the top here? With AJ Stravato leading the way, 5 wins this season. Eric Hutton, the winner last week, with some serious momentum. Jeremiah Vincent, a fantastic run last week with great momentum. Gemmel, who's been a contender week in, week out, the last 5-6 races, with a victory at Michigan as well. He's in 4th. Alan Dice, who's been very good. He's one of the playoff drivers and performing very well in race number 1. Jeff Pogo and Seth Hatchell, both very good in the regular season in terms of consistency. And Jason Perkins also up here. He's really picked up the pace recently. Not one of your playoff drivers, but at times has looked like one throughout the season. Nick Starling up here. One of his better runs this week. Zach Smith, also a playoff driver. He's in the 10th spot. Josiah Vincent, after getting collected in that incident, gets shuffled out inside the top 15, or to the back of the top 15, and he's up to 11th now. Justin Carey, another playoff driver. He's had a rough night. He's at 15th. Timothy Emanuele, a playoff driver. He came in 16th out of 16 drivers. He's 18th in the field tonight. And Lane Sulford's last of the playoff, not last of the playoff drivers. He's in 21st. Safe Ferris, who missed the start. He's in 24th position, last of the playoff drivers. Safe, just gonna have to take this one as a mulligan, hope that he doesn't have connecting issues for a 3rd week in a row next week. See what he can do as he pulls off to the side. Just gonna let the leaders past. Eric Hutton starting to pick up the pace here, reeling in the leader just a tiny bit. 5.5 tenths from the 77 to the 48. Guys very quick. Jeremiah Vincent, no slouch at all in that 3rd spot. He's only 1.1 seconds back. Doing a good job. Ryan Gemmel, 4th. And I don't think it can be said enough. Ryan, kind of the same thing he did last night. Really struggled in qualifying. Was quick in practice in the All-Star race. Hit the wall in qualifying. Had to go through the heats. Ended up finishing 2nd in the heats, ended up leading a lot of laps, only to blow a tire during the first green flag run in the All-Star race, and ended up not getting quite the finish, but he was in contention late in the going. Missed a shift on one of the later restarts and could not get back up to challenge for the win. Pretty much single file right now, no real battles to speak of. Ryan Gemmel going to the inside of Dennis Steele up here. Dennis all the way back in 17th position, 3 laps down. Car looks decent. He's got a little bit of right front damage, but doing okay right now. We've seen him run that line all the way up by the wall during this race. Rubs up against it there out of turn 2, actually. Adding a little bit more to that right front damage. And It's another case of the domination of AJ Stravato, race win number 6. Well on his way to potentially doing so. He's led 126 laps out of 170. With the momentum from the All-Star race win, gonna try and go 2 for 2 this week in the Brawl Series. And that would be the first time that's happened here on B-Speed. Seen him win so many races this year, though. He's definitely a favorite to win this championship at this point. But anything can happen each and every week, so you never know what's going to be the case over the next few races. Showing the way over his teammate in the 77 and the 9 of Jeremiah Vincent. Now he's caught up to the lap machine of Jordan Brockle. Jordan nearly made the playoffs, and it would have been a rough start. He's back here in 23rd. Missed it by not too many. It was probably about 6 points as caution on the racetrack. 31 of Cody Adkins, I believe. Blown engine, possibly. Let's see if we can find out what happened here. Trying to figure it out. Ooh, the 13, there it is, right there. Jordan Scheffler spinning it out on the front straightaway right there in front of Zach Smith and others. He got tapped by Zach as he was making his way around the outside, actually. Zach just missed the corner a little bit, catches the 13. Jordan loops it around, and Zach able to keep it off of him a second time, but good job saving it there by Jordan to keep it off that inside barrier. That'll bring out caution number 3. And what do drivers elect to do here? Looks like Lyle Sulfridge going to stay on track. Try and collect some bonus points. Eric Hutton, leave a 2-tire pit stop. Only 11.2 seconds. Maybe a winning decision. 24 laps to go, though. Might be a little too long for him. But got to give yourself a shot. And nobody's been able to catch the 48 car since he's gotten back out front. Maybe the 77 thinking the track position is key to winning this race. Often that is the case here at these short tracks. We've seen the 48 play that game just perfectly, getting out in front when it matters late in the going, and nobody can get back past him no matter what they do. Like the loser on that pit sequence, Seth Hatchell losing a few spots. And appears to be, it looks like Justin Carey getting the lucky dog. He'll get back up on the lead lap, get to put some fresh tires on that car. Try and get some of that damage repaired under this yellow flag, but in the top 15, recovering decently from the damage that he's gotten here tonight. Looks like he did actually already pit, so we'll see if he brings it back down to get some damage repaired. Definitely be helpful for him here. Some of these other lead lap cars with damage, but not quite as much as that. At the front of the field, they're going double file already, so going to be green flag next time by. We'll have 21 laps to go before we decide who wins tonight. Drivers who have led the majority of the laps right there on the front row for this restart. Eric Hutton with control. He'll be on the inside lane and see if Stravato can get one of those magic restarts he's got in this season. Good restart, but Hutton able to get out in front. Stravato, see what he can do. I think 2 tires versus 4 tires here. We'll see if 77 gets loose or has any troubles with grip. 48 looking down low. 77 going to close the door, and they go nose to tail. So two have already pulled out a good gap over Jeremiah Vincent. Contact Jeff Pogo going around in front of Seth Hatchell, who's going to tap him. Caution on the racetrack, Hatchell involved. Others went sliding. So unfortunate for Seth Hatchell, who's stuck down there in the grass, gets it rolling finally, but yellow flag, and Eric Hutton, probably exactly what he wanted. Let's take a look at what happened here. Alan Dice, Jeff Pogo racing it up. 24 goes into the corner, 57 goes a bit wide, catches him. Hatchell had nowhere to go. He elected to go to the bottom and just headbutts 24. I think there was someone else involved. Let me see. Well, I guess that was it. We did see the 39 of Timothy Emanuele go for a little bit of a slide here as he saw all that happening. He lost control in a separate incident, so we might have had a yellow no matter what had happened there. Lyle Sulfridge brings it down the pit lane. Justin Carey getting some more damage repaired in a fresh set of Goodyear Eagles. And Brett Sombers gets the lucky dog. He'll get back on the lead lap. That car absolutely destroyed, but 16th position, not too bad for a modified in a Cup Series race. Justin Carey, but Justin will get that spot back due to the nature of the lucky dog. Brett will have to go to the tail end of the lead lap. But the yellow flag changes things here because Hutton was going to have to hang on over AJ Stravato for a little over 20 laps, and now that's going to be just a couple laps there under green, and now probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 to 13 laps by the time we get going again. Lap 185 goes on the board. We've got at least two to go before we get the green flag. So yes, Joshua Abbey not here tonight. Thanks for watching. I hope everything's okay. Sorry to hear about the family emergency. Sorry you couldn't be here. It's been a fun race. To recap, if you want to catch up, 4 cautions, 5 lead changes in this event. It's been between the 77 and the 48 almost exclusively, as now we get the 1 to go. And we want to thank everyone for coming out here tonight. It's going to be an exciting finish, so you won't want to step away at any point. For the next 15 laps, Eric Hutton on 2 tires, Stravato on 4 tires, and it will be 14 laps to go when we get the green flag here. This pace car makes the hard left-hand turn onto pit lane. Green flag back in the air as Hutton wastes no time. He'll jump right out in front of the 48 of Stravato, and can he hold him off here for so many laps? Will the 48 give him the bumper? They battle for third there behind them. These two loving what they're seeing. Hutton a bit wide through the corner. Keeping the speed in that thing, though. Look at the run out of turn 4 he got. Knowing he's got less grip overall, is that 48 going to push the issue, force him into a mistake here? As the 77 really wheeling that thing through the center of the corner. Stravato can't get the power down behind him to make any kind of an attempt. And they still ride 1-2. Here comes Jeremiah Vincent starting to close back in. He's past Ryan Gemmel in the 3rd position. And it'll be 11 to go as now the battle is on for the lead. Stravato looks low. Hutton bangs the wall but keeps the foot on the throttle. And man, he is having a hard time getting out of turn 4, but 1 and 2 looking pretty decent. 48 right on his back bumper, going to peak down low here in 3 and 4. And this could be all it takes. As the 77 up the racetrack now, side by side down the front stretch. Good run down the front straightaway for Hutton as they race it up side by side. Here comes Jeremiah Vincent peeking the nose in there. 77 right up by the outside wall, and there's lap traffic right there in front of him. Hutton trying to get the power down. He continues to stay alongside the 48, and what a battle here, under 10 to go. Gonna be 3 racing for the win, I think, as these two continue to send it into the corner. 77 a bit too deep, gets back to the throttle. The 48 clears him though. So Eric Hutton, does he make a move? Does he send it in here? And now Jeremiah Vincent fighting for second. This is gonna allow the 48 to drive away. And Hutton could not hold on long enough. If it was about 10 laps shorter, he would have won this race. But that's not what it is. You got to be leading on the last lap. Strategy not paying off as he fights off Jeremiah Vincent for the second spot. Trying to get as many points as possible. He's still fighting him off, but the 9 car looks like he's going to win this battle. He'll drive past in turn 1. And Hutton gonna have to drop in line. He slides right in front of Ryan Gemmel. And some lap traffic up here in front of AJ Stravato. The 44 of Safe Ferris with a destroyed race car. And Joey Mines, the 20 machine. A-Ride nose to tail. This is gonna hold up the 48 just a little bit. Don't know how long, but the 20 is still keeping pace up high. This could hurt the guys behind the 48 a bit more, actually. Oh, Jeremiah Vincent almost makes contact. Really deep into turn number 1. He's trying to close the margin. 4 laps to go. And Stravato, so good here in the NASCAR Brawl Cup Series, leading the way. We saw Joey Mines hit the wall. And it is not over yet, folks. This could end in chaos. Tragedy for someone in this gaggle. Right in the lead, though, it is all clear sailing for the 48 machine. Coming to 2 laps to go. Jeremiah Vincent starting to close, but I think it's too little, too late. Still 4.5 tenths separating those two. Eric Hutton not able to reel them back in. Ryan Gemmel trying to fight to get on the podium. And coming to the white flag unless anything says otherwise. Stravato out of turn 4, white flag in the air. And we're coming back around no matter what. Jeremiah Vincent driving as hard as he can. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. AJ Stravato, 2 more corners, and he'll be locked into round 2. And AJ Stravato wins at North Wilkesboro. The battle for 3rd at the line. It's Eric Hutton going to be on the podium. Just beating Ryan Gemmel by 52 1/1000ths of a second, but look at the congratulatory bump from Jeremiah Vincent. Another great run from the 9 car 2 weeks in a row. And AJ Stravato sweeps the week here in the NASCAR Brawl Cup Series with the All-Star Race win last night. And now the win in North Wilkesboro to open up the playoffs. Congratulations to AJ Stravato. Big, big win. And he'll be moving on to round 2. We're going to go to commercial break. We'll be right back with the post-race interviews.
Introducing the Brawl Network. The Brawl Network brings your favorite team's news and opinions in an unfiltered, educated, and entertaining way. Enough of the mainstream media's bias, filtered, reiterative news. Our reporters are fans of the teams they cover as opposed to most major reporters. While some may feel it is good to get unbiased takes, it results in negative bias, passionless articles, and boring podcasts and radio. The Brawl Network changes the game by reporting the same news as the mainstream media, but with passion, in-depth knowledge of the teams, and in an entertaining way. We use our connections to bring you behind-the-scenes information and perspectives daily. Brawl is a way of life here. For our listeners and contributors, we hear all opinions, voices, ideas, thoughts, and hot takes. The Brawl Network is where your voice is heard, and you can hear your voice. Also, check out NASCAR Brawl, the newest Brawl podcast focusing on all the newest NASCAR and motorsports news from across the industry. We're proud to bring you the NASCAR Brawl Cup Series, sponsored by this podcast and partnered with V-Speed. Watch weekly on Wednesdays at 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time right here on Twitch at VSpeedSyn. Check out the Brawl Network at thebrawlnetwork.com and on Twitter at Network Brawl, and the NASCAR Brawl podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify with new episodes coming soon.
And back at the racetrack now, you see your race winner, AJ Stravato, second night in a row here on V-Speed, second night in a row for the NASCAR Brawl Cup Series. Let's talk to him now. AJ Stravato, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Well, AJ, we've talked to you so much this season from the winner's circle, 2 nights in a row now. You take it home here tonight in North Wilkesboro. How much fun was it for you out there tonight?
Man, that was a blast. At first when I drove this track, I really didn't have a good feel or didn't like it, but it turned out to be a really clean and awesome race. A lot of fun, a lot of respect out there. A couple problems with lap cars, but I mean, at the end of the day, that's just racing, and we had a great day. My teammates came 1, 2, 3. I know Josiah was up there towards the end, and had, I think, an incident with the lap car, but just happy to bring it home.
Yeah, definitely a strong performance. We've seen you do it a couple different ways this season, either stealing it late or dominating. It's either one of the two, really. Tonight it was a dominating performance. Hot track temps, definitely slipping and sliding. What did it take to keep the car in the lead for so long?
Just managing lap traffic, I think, was the main thing after a little bit. My main goal was just to save that right front. I found a lot of grip at the bottom of the track. I know a couple others, like Eric and a couple others, were kind of riding the top and getting some momentum off. So I just kind of let that happen for the first, 10 to 20 laps and let my car settle in, and just went to work after that. And, we did what we needed to do. Really didn't want to see that late race restart at the end. I think we had a pretty good, comfortable gap, and Eric made a strategy call. Worked out for all of us, so happy we all got a good finish, and just excited to bring home a win.
Yes, sir. Race win number 6, 2 wins this week. If you include the All-Star race, you have 7 on the season, so dominating the series this year. You lock yourself into round 2. You don't have to face the drama of Daytona, at least to get points there. So how does that feel?
Feels good. I'm just going to look forward to helping out my teammates and making sure they kind of advance into the next round. That's going to be the main goal, helping the Solfridges and obviously the Vincents and Eric. So that's going to be the main goal, but definitely a special shout out to all the admins. This is a really great, fun league, man. I have a blast doing it. This is one of the cleanest leagues I've pretty much ever been a part of. Have only 3 or 4 cautions at a track like this is pretty rare. Also want to thank TI Racing, LMCgear.com, Long Dunk teammate Eric, and Vincent's, the Solfridges, everybody. It's been a lot of fun this season, and just looking to continue the momentum.
Yes, sir. The momentum really strong at the start of the playoffs. Congrats on the win here. Dominating performance. Lead 140 laps to take home the win. You already gave your shout-outs, so go celebrate with your team, and we'll catch you next week at Daytona.
Absolutely, Adam. Thanks for the broadcast, man. You do a great job.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right, that was AJ Stravato, your race winner here tonight. Let's go to second place finisher. That is going to be Jeremiah Vincent. Another strong performance from him. Jeremiah Vincent, this is Adam, the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, good copy.
Well, Jeremiah, you came up just a little bit short here in tonight's race, but had the speed all night long. We saw you very good on the long runs, and another great performance after your race last week at Charlotte. How does it feel to start the playoffs here with the second place at North Wilkesboro?
Feels pretty good. I didn't know how I was going to match up against everybody here. Never ran a race here yet in these cars. I did the first run. I was just trying to sit in and see what worked, what didn't. Found that bottom worked really well, saved tires, and then I had that extra speed on the long run. It's hate to see those late cautions. I feel like I could have had it.
Yeah, you were definitely closing in, and we saw you getting close up to Josiah for a while. He got collected, ended up with a top 6 finish, so not too bad for him, but definitely cool to see you guys run so well here, a couple weeks in a row, and we, in the first round of the playoffs, a big momentum shift for sure. We're going to Daytona next week, so kind of a wild card. What are your thoughts on going there?
I like the super speedways, the adrenaline rush you get. Just going to try to avoid the wrecks and try to be there at the end. Help out. No Lane had a little mishap early in this race, kind of gone behind, so try to focus to get him help up there. And Josiah, he had a great rally back tonight after that wreck.
Yeah, he was, I believe, around 14th position on the restart, gained about 8 spots in the last 25 laps. So definitely a strong run from him, and a strong run from all your teammates. Looks like you got a top 3, among all of the drivers, and some other good finishes. So do you learn a lot here tonight? You have a good time?
Yeah, learned a lot. Got a little bit of confidence. Like, I was hoping I had a good night to show that last week wasn't a fluke. So feel pretty good about this round.
Yes, sir. Great performance tonight. You come home second after starting in 6th. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go celebrate?
Shout out to families watching, my teammates. AJ, great job on the win. Eric, great run there. Josiah, great rally back. Lane, good job sticking it out. Lyle, good job sticking it out as well. Just a great overall night. And thank you for the broadcast here, Adam and V-Speed and NASCAR Brawl. Awesome series. And shout out to the admins, Nick and Zach. Got to do a great job.
Awesome, Jeremiah. Well, congrats on P2 once again. We'll catch you next week at Daytona.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
You too. That's Jeremiah Vincent finishing second in tonight's race. Let's go to third place finisher, Mr. Eric Hutton, as we bring him up into the booth. Eric Hutton, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Eric, you looked so strong in the opening laps. You got passed up by AJ Stravato, and it was so hard to climb back up there and race him. But you pulled a little strategy late in this thing, almost made it work. What was the theory behind that? Was it just trying to grab the track position?
Yeah, the whole race I was struggling to really find a groove to settle into, so just kind of bouncing between second and fourth, I think, the whole race. And with we only had 20 laps or so on those tires, so I figured I'll take 2 because the lefts weren't wearing too bad. So try to get some track position and had that early caution. Thought it was going to work out, but just couldn't hold the bottom with those 2 tires, and AJ got around me and Jeremiah followed.
Yeah, you definitely put up a great fight, though. A lot of fun watching you guys race it out side by side for, it seemed like forever, probably felt like forever, too, at this little place. But you win last week. You come home with another third place here to open the playoffs. How does it feel to kind of kick things off that way?
Yeah, definitely can't complain with the next 2 tracks. It's definitely happy to get some points going into Daytona, and since anything can happen there, so just hopefully we can get another good finish there and keep enough points to make it to the next round.
Yeah, you came in with the win, boosting you to 4th, entering the playoffs, so definitely helping yourself out here with another great run. Yeah, in Daytona next week, like you mentioned, a bit of a wild card. We'll see how you can do out there, but great run tonight. You started on the pole, lead 58 laps, and finished P3. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go celebrate?
Yeah, I just want to shout out all my teammates finishing 1, 2, 3, and Josiah would have been up there with us. Just had some contact with the lap car, I believe. But yeah, just thankful to everybody at the league and the broadcast and all the admins putting in work. It's been fun.
Awesome, Eric. Well, congrats on P3. We'll catch you next week at Daytona.
We'll see you then.
All right, that was Eric Hutton, finishing third after his win last week. A good run to follow that up. But your winner once again, AJ Stravato. Let's go through the rest of our field tonight. We go to the full results. 4 cautions in the race. Not too bad for the short little track here in 200 laps. Actually, that is a huge feat. Real testament to the driving talent in this league. 6 lead changes among just a few drivers, and AJ Stravato takes home the victory, leading a lot of laps here tonight. Congrats to him once again. Second place, Jeremiah Vincent. Good run for him 2 weeks in a row. Third place, Eric Hutton after the win last week. Ryan Gemmel comes home 4th. Good run for him after starting from the back. Nick Starling, a nice solid top 5 to open the playoffs. He'll be happy about that, I am sure. Josiah Vincent charges back to 6th after running up in the top 3 for the entirety of this race. Alan Dice, 7th place. Dallas Sullivan, 8th. Eric Lambert with the strong 9th place finish. Seth Hatchell fades to 10th in these last couple runs. Not exactly what he was looking for, but still a solid top 10. Jeff Pogo finishes 11th. Lyle Sulfridge finishes in the 12th position. Justin Carey finishes 13th. Zach Smith finishes 14th. Brett Sommers finishes 15th. Dennis Steele finishes 16th. 17th was Jordan Shepler. 18th was Timothy Emanuele. 19th was Lane Sulfridge. Decent recovery for being involved in so many incidents. Thomas Brendel rounds out the top 20. 21st was Jason Perkins. 22nd, Joey Mines. 23rd, Jordan Brockle. 24th, Safe Ferris, not able to recover any further than that, missing the start of this race. And Cody Adkins, 25th. And Chris Wheeler rounds out the field in 26th. So that is going to do it for our event tonight. You won't want to miss next week. On Wednesday night, we're going to be introducing the Underdog Racing League. And on Thursday, we'll be right back here with the NASCAR Brawl Cup Series. Both those races starting right around 8:30, so you're going to want to catch us here at that time. If you enjoyed the broadcast, please consider following or subscribing. Checking us out on all of these social media platforms on the screen. Check us out at our website, VSpeedSim, if you're looking for some services to take iRacing to the next level. We offer 3D design, graphic design, a lot of different services to help build your league, build your team, and offer advice on how to do whatever you might want to do here in iRacing. Check us out, vspeedsim.com, and see if we can help you out. And stick with us here for just another second. We're going to try and raid another channel. Let's see who we've got. We'll see if we've got another iRacing streamer, Mr. David Schildhouse. Going to jump in with him. Thank you guys so much. We'll catch you next week.